5 hours of missing time and discovered behind the Newell Lake Reservoir Dam. Burns on my face, burns on the back of my right hand. We were separated after taken back to the launch control facility and then 2.5 hour interrogation per se. And then separated. I never saw him again for 18 days. Have you ever seen an aircraft carrier? We'll
I
put
have.
two of those together side by side and lengthwise and turn them into a sphere and put it 10 feet off the ground, pulling up to that at 1 o'clock in the morning. And at the same time, air, light, vacuum, or whatever hit us was completely disabling and disorienting to any part of any human recognition that I may have had in me or Michael Johnson had in him. He was frozen to a steering wheel and it took two of us to pull him off of it 5 hours later. That object was so bright and so full of energy, never got out of my vehicle. You're completely disabled as a human being. It's just so overwhelming come into contact with something that is so farther advanced technologically and close up and full on. The heat from it, the rays from it. My partner's so frozen and breathing, looking forward, and just in a position comatose. And that were three small beings, grays, and one tall behind them. And in that, the small being's waistband, they didn't seem to be walking, they were gliding, was a wand of some type. It drew my attention to it because it had a glowing tip. The one behind him, the big one, he had something on his chest. Everything went dark from that moment. The next time I opened my eyes, I was in complete darkness, not knowing where we were. A white wall next to the vehicle about 10 feet away to my right. That's 21.5 miles. Where that vehicle was sitting, I got out in mud and the temperature was between 9 and 13 degrees that morning. Michael Johnson still frozen to a steering wheel. A Sergeant Garza approached from about 40 feet away. As I tried to speak to him, I said, I need help with Michael Johnson. He said, I'm not allowed to talk about it because he still wasn't speaking. He wasn't doing anything. He was comatose, but I never relayed what I saw out that window because of that personal reliability program. I'd have been out of a job, put out of the service, and probably on a medical. And I should have been in the field for 4 days. I totally recognize those five that he's talking about, and I've been told, and I think there's about 9 of them. I have been told that studied through DARPA, there is a way through the hippocampus part of the brain that there is a portion in there somewhere, some type of a nerve bunch that can be electrically stimulated and literally turn a human being off. Really got my attention when that was stated, and they said they've done it. So I believe that these beings have more knowledge about us than we've ever thought about having concerning ourselves. These beings, their technology is something that we can't even wrap our heads around.